Hey guys, this is 97 LEGO Man. So last week on the video, I asked those who usually don't comment on my videos to ask me a question and to let me know what was the first video they ever saw on my channel that made me want to subscribe to me in the first place. And after reading through your comments, I wanna die. So yeah, after making that video, I got a lot of comments. Like, oh my goodness, just looking at it right now, 113. If only I get this many comments on my other videos. But I digress. Oh shit. So obviously I'm not going to respond to every single comment or question because we're gonna be here for 10 years. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make separate videos. This will be like a part 1. It could be like a part 2 series, or it could be like maybe Ask Gail. Remember that Q&A thing I did? I'll probably revive that and pretty much make it like that then in the future. So if you want to participate more, I guess, leave your questions down in the comments below. Let me know what was the first video you saw on my channel that made you hit that subscribe button. And yeah, ask me a question. Alright, let's move on. There are actually plenty of you who have not asked me a question but only commented what was the first video you watched, and if that's so, I'll give you a quick shout out and I'll just move on. Cool Cupcake Gamer said that the first video he ever saw was a Zoom in Dr. Light. Oh yeah, that video. I actually quite remember that. That wasn't really my best minifigures, to be honest. Like, looking back, they're not that great, but hey, I'm glad that people liked it though. And I saw that Dr. Light actually not that like few months ago, I think. Zoom I still kept, which I updated a little bit if you guys remember like future videos that I made in CW. Call Grounds FTW said, first video I watched was the Teen Titans Part 2 showcase. That's actually really cool. I noticed a common trend in my comment section. A lot of people seem to watch my Teen Titans video first and then subscribed. I was expecting the Savitar one because that has like over 300,000 views. Thank you guys for that, by the way. That's really awesome, by the way. Thank you guys so much for that, honestly. Like 300,000 views, that's just amazing. But yeah, I'm actually quite surprised a lot of people watch my Teen Titans video, and that's the reason why my subscription went up. I really thought it was going to be the Savitar one because my subscription also went up there as well. Lego Rick 69 asked, who's hotter, Jenny or Joy? Serena. Bricks and Minifigs 1078 said, I don't even actually think I subbed to you because of a video. I just heard you make cool shit and I subbed. Hey, that's awesome, man. If you know the answer, do you know who exactly recommended you to my channel? Because if so, I want to give that person a huge thanks. B. Andrew asked, what is an old custom that you want to redo at some point? That's a really good question. I think, alright, if I have to think of one at the top of my head, because there are a lot I do want to redo, honestly, it's gonna have to be the Ezreal figures, and here's why. My Ezreal figures back then aren't that great, and I really think they deserve a version 2. Especially since Ezreal was a channel that inspired me to where I am today, I feel like they deserve better. Back then, I wasn't that good at sculpting hair. That was actually, I think that's my first time sculpting hair, actually. Like, fully animated hair, to be honest. And now looking back, I feel like I could have done a much better job, especially of what I'm doing right now. And definitely I want to, because the hair back then, not only they don't look good, but they're not removable as well. So I definitely want to make the hair pieces removable this time. So yeah, Ezreal figures are definitely something I want to redo at some point, and I feel like it deserves it the most. Brad asked, I saw the Teen Titans minifigure showcase first, and for a question, do you play any video games when you're not customizing figures? I made one custom minifigure, it was Zoom from The Flash. Yeah, that's cool, man. Feel free to send it to me for customizing critique or something, and if you have, it might be in a future video. No, I usually don't play video games when I'm not customizing figures, and because I don't have an Xbox at home. But if my friends have an Xbox and we hang out and we're in college or we're roommates, or when our friend has an Xbox at his place, we usually go and play video games there. That's the only time I would get to play video games. And the video games I usually play a lot is Halo. Halo is the #1 game that my friends and I love to play on multiplayer and campaign, because not only the gameplay is so great, and I'm talking about the Bungie one, not the 343 shit, but the story is also incredible as well. I love the campaign. I love the story and the lore of the Master Chief, of the Covenant, all that. It's just amazing to me. Just Ice Custom said, I found you from your Age of Ultron showcase. Oh yeah, those are my good minifigures as well. Those minifigures are pretty bad now. And do you ever start a minifigure and just forgot about it and start a new one? Not really. I've never encountered a situation when I make a minifigure and I forget about the minifigure and I just accidentally make a brand new version of it. Usually when I make minifigures, I would make them, and if I don't work on it for a long time, it's either I'm postponing it, just like the Dark Knight showcase, or currently right now my Recreators figures, or I just don't care about it anymore, just like my Bespin Luke. If you guys haven't known, because I haven't posted any photos of it, I made a Bespin Luke back in 2015, 3 years ago, during my first year in college. I had the face, I had the hair, I had the front torso, I was about to start on the belt, and I had the amputated hand, but then for some reason I just lost interest and I never touched it ever again. I never had this problem when I just forgot about a minifigure and I accidentally started a new one. I never went through that phase. But good question, by the way. JJG Mock Design said, I rarely comment for some reason. I am a noob at trying to do customs and I usually regret making them. At least I can watch your videos for help. Hey, that's awesome, man. I'm glad that you, I'm assuming that you watch a lot of my tutorials and that's awesome. Alternative Facts said, the first video I ever saw was that Transformers Prime Cliffjumper build 3 years ago. Damn, has it been that 3 years ago? My goodness, if I remember correctly, 3 years ago, I remember making the Transformers Prime Cliffjumper video for a 300 subscriber special. God damn it, in 3 years, I made over 11,000 subscribers. Hey, that's actually really cool. Gabe Logan said, the first video I ever saw was your Spider-Man Homecoming showcase, and I have a question. Are there any figures you don't like or just want to improve upon? Oh my goodness, man. The list just goes on and on. Yes, there are definitely a lot of figures I do not like. Pretty much everything from the first day I started customizing up to somewhere in 2017, I don't like them. Because I always keep improving myself on making minifigures. It just makes my past minifigures look terrible. Everyone has gone through this, whoever's been customizing for many, many years, especially Ross, you know? So yeah, so pretty much a lot of figures from pretty much everything from when I first started customizing, which was I think it was like 2012 to 2016, I don't like any of them. I can't remember one at the top of my head that stands out to me that looks good. And if you guys are commenting, oh, but what about this minifigure? I most likely might say it's not good because I'm very self-critical on my own figures. There are some figures I worked on and I feel like it's not that great, but a lot of people like it though. One thing I can think of, looking back, I used to love my Vulture figure from Spider-Man Homecoming, but looking at it now, I don't like my Vulture figure all that much. And here's why. I think the paint job, especially on the wings, while it is super detailed, it's not super clean and it looks kind of flat. I like the fact that I put like I gave it articulation and functionality, but I think some extra 3D details to make the wings look more 3D definitely would have worked well because it's just a flat sheet of plastic. The helmet on that figure is not proportional at all. It does not resemble the shape of the Vulture. The torso is also inaccurate, since that's kind of not my fault because I based it off a toy that was inaccurate, and also the feet. I just used E-tape, there's barely any sculpting done, and it looks weird, and the silver paint isn't that great. And the talons always keep falling off, and they don't look good. So yeah, as you can tell right now, it seems like I changed my opinion on Vulture. And that's because whenever you improve, when you do something new, and you improve on your paint job and skills, it just makes you think, huh, if only if I did that figure better. Just like what I'm doing now, yeah. It happens. Great question, by the way. Deborah Callie said Captain America First Avenger. If you guys remember that I made the Captain America First Avenger showcase, and that's actually cool that you liked that video, man. What is your opinion on the 1999 Batman? The 1999 Batman, if I remember correctly, 1999 Batman, was that the Batman Returns, the one with Michael Keaton? If you're talking about the Michael Keaton Batman, because that movie came out in 1999, if I remember. My opinion is, I think Michael Keaton is a pretty good Batman. I like him. Honestly, I prefer him than Ben Affleck. I don't think Ben Affleck is a good Batman now, especially in Justice League. Batman Returns was a very weird movie though. Darth Chaos said, if you could redesign any official minifigure, which one would you do? I think the first video I watched of yours was a Halo figure. Which one in particular? Are you talking about the Halo figures, the one with Cortana, Master Chief in his Mark 6 suit, and the Arbiter? Or are you talking about like the Halo anniversary sort of things with Lord Hood, Sergeant Johnson, Brand Keys, a Mark 5 Halo suit? Halo. The Mark V Master Chief Spartan armor. Are you talking about that? And as for your question, I think the one figure I would definitely redesign would be the Wasp from Ant-Man and the Wasp, because that minifigure is shit. Submarine Film says, I think the video that made me sub is probably the Teen Titans one. Again, like I said, the Teen Titans is actually pretty popular. And he asks, and what are you doing at university? So I go to Rochester Institute of Technology, which is located in Rochester, New York. And what I'm doing there, I'm studying industrial design because in the future I want to be involved in the toy design business, or anything product design related. So that's what I'm doing in university. Scooter Figures asks, the first video of yours that made me a subscriber was your amazing bulk showcase. God damn it, out of all things that. And what figures do you regret making? All of them. Joe Suter asks, my first video that made me sub was the Teen Titans Showcase. My goodness, again, that's like what, the 7th time? Question, what was the first anime you ever saw? Alright, besides Pokemon, because everyone says Pokemon, my very first anime I saw was Sora no Otoshimono. And what that is, it's translated to a Heaven's Lost Property. And that was the anime that turned me into a huge pervert this day. Oh my goodness, just looking back at that show, I tried watching like the first 5 minutes, like rewatching it. It is so bad. It's terrible. I don't know why my late middle school, early high school self enjoyed that shit. So like I forgot what the video of yours I watched, but I just like the creative process of making figs. For a question, what has been the fig that you are most proud of? Doesn't have to be the best made one, but the one you think that the time and effort you put into was worth the end product. Thanks, keep up the dang content. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I'm sorry I couldn't pronounce your name. I think if there's one figure that I'm definitely satisfied with the end product, it has to be my recent figure, and that is Izuku Midoriya from My Hero Academia. Or if you want to be a complete weak, Boku no Hero Academia. It's just, even though that figure is very simple in detail, I feel like the end result, because of its simplicity and with the clean paint job, and just a great painted face that has a great likeness and a great sculpted hair, and all this and everything just about that figure just speaks to me as a great custom minifig that looks like it could be manufactured and all. My usual problem with past minifigures is like I feel like I try too hard. Besides with the LEDs, I feel like I add too much fabric or too much 3D elements that you don't really need as much. I feel like for Izuku Midoriya there's a good balance. And you might think, oh, what about Vulture or your recent Iron Man minifigure? You put a lot of time and effort in it and you were proud of it. I'm not proud of Vulture right now because I don't think it's good anymore. But Iron Man, yes, I am proud of that minifigure, but I feel like there are some things I could have done better, such as the helmet. Then again, it was my first time sculpting the helmet, so I give myself a pass on that. But I say for Izuku, that's exactly how I envision my concept art should reflect on. But the thing is, I think the minifigure itself looks better than the one I had in the concept art. So yeah, I think, to answer your question, it has to be Izuku Midoriya. That's probably my favorite minifigure. It's the figure I cannot stop looking at myself. And I'm not saying that to stroke my ego or something. I'm saying because I'm actually genuinely proud of the minifigure for the very first, seems like the first time in my life. Rancid Beans Custom said, the first video I seen on your channel was the X-Men Apocalypse Showcase. I saw your Quicksilver and I instantly fell in love with your channel. I love all the extra work you put into figures and how much you interact with your fans. I also admire how you're not afraid to state your opinion or be honest with people. Oh, thank you, man. I usually don't get a lot of comments like that. Like, a lot of people, and here's kind of a little bit of rant going on. I'll try to make this quick though. You see, whenever people view their favorite YouTubers and stuff, they always put them on the top of a pedestal. They view them as idols and such. No, I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's bad to view your favorite celebrity, your YouTube star, as someone you can look up to. I don't think that's a bad thing. My problem is when you put them too high on a pedestal to the point that you view them almost as gods, to the point that if they say something that you don't agree with them on, you instantly go, oh, he's the worst and stuff. You know what I mean? I get so many people complaining about how I run my channel, even though it's the way that I think it's best. And it's not like, and it's just my opinion. It's just how I run my channel. That's just how I run it, and that's how I roll. And there are some people who get genuinely angry with me because I don't take their suggestions, even though I specifically say why I don't do it. It's not because I hate your suggestions, it's because it's not like I have the time to do it anyway, and plus they're probably figures I don't find interesting to me. I just don't like it when people put me or any other YouTubers in such a high pedestal like that, and I don't want anyone to do that to me. Because in the end, guys, we're no different. We're both people. We both make mistakes. We both have our own different opinions. We both have different beliefs. And if you're not going to accept my opinion, that's totally fine. But don't bother arguing over my opinion if I share on my own channel. And that's the thing I always want to do. I always want to be real with you guys. I want to be honest to you. Because if I'm not, if I just be those typical YouTubers who just puts up a fake smile saying everything's okay, put a fake happiness, and just go hit that like button, subscribe, and do all that, and not actually share how I feel with you guys, I just don't think that's a good relationship. That's just me putting on a facade. I don't want to put on a facade and lie to you. That's not what I want to do on my channel. I want to be the type of person that we can, though we may have different beliefs, we may have different opinions, we can still get along. Sure, I may have 11,000 subscribers, but numbers doesn't matter. I don't see myself greater than you guys, and I don't see you greater than me. I feel like we're both the same. We're on equal terms, and I feel we have to treat each other like that. So in the end, you can praise your YouTubers, you can do so. You can appreciate the people you look up to. I think that's totally fine. But just be reasonable. That's the Yale lesson for the day. Ryan Duffy said, first video I saw was your reverse flash showcase from way back. Ooh, you're talking about my very first reverse flash custom because that figured shit. AMR Custom says your Bumblebee video from Revenge of the Fallen, I think. Ooh, damn. Have I ever made a Bumblebee from Revenge of the Fallen? Because the very first Bumblebee build I've made was like many years ago. That was from Dark of the Moon, I believe. I don't think I've ever made a Revenge of the Fallen one, so I'm not sure about that, buddy. One-on-one Colin said, I've been a long-time fan, but I don't know why I did not subscribe until I saw Savitar. Damn, you finally hit that subscribe button after so long? How could you? I'm kidding. But that's actually cool. That's cool that you actually subscribed to my channel in the end, buddy. That's awesome. Eric Theo says, the first video I saw from you is your Lego Shockwave. The Dark and Blue Shockwave. Oh yeah, that build. I'm actually quite proud of that build. If only I still have it though, because if I remember correctly, the build was like this big. It's like over a feet tall, I believe. It was a pretty tall transformer, not gonna lie. And transforming that thing into a giant tank. I think I did a size comparison with a textbook in that video, if I'm not mistaken. Check that out if you haven't, because I don't remember. No, I'm not watching my old garbage videos. Dead Bricks Customs said, my first video I saw from you is the Teen Titans minifigures. I should do a drinking game for the team. Every time I see Teen Titans minifigures, I swear. And also, favorite anime waifu. My favorite anime waifu is still Rem from ReZero. Better than right here. Like, see? Like Rem. My waifu, she's still big, she's so cute, and she has a great character arc in the show. She's actually really cool. She's badass, she's hot. I should stop talking before I sound like a weeb. My other waifu is Mami Tomoe from Puella Majima Doka Magica. Which is also a great show too. It's like it's a Doki Doki of anime. It looks like a cute little girl magical show, but it's actually dark and depressing in reality. Here's Mami Tomoe. She's really cool, got all the guns and everything. And she has a nice pair of mammies. And my other waifu, I mean I have so many different waifus, it's hard to choose. Do you guys want me to do like my favorite waifu video? I think that's gonna be so cringe, but if you guys are interested, then let me know. The other waifu I have is Megumi from Konosuba. Konosuba is a really funny show. It's one of my favorite comedies, and usually comedy when it comes to anime aren't really good, but Konosuba is one of the rare exceptions. And yeah, Megumi, our favorite exploding wizard, and I would cast an explosion to her. Get it? Because I would go to jail. Breeze 3 Official asks, what's your social security number? Alright, and for the last question is from JB Customs. He said, the first video that I watched from you was your Agent Coulson showcase. And when you look at other customizers, do some make you think of yourself when you were younger? And do you ever wonder how your life would have been if customizing was never in it? Ooh, wow, that's a really good question, man. Actually, when I look at other customizers back then when I first started, no, I don't really think of myself when I was younger because, not really. I just think of myself, what would I do if I do something like this? I never think back. I think of the future of what I would become if I start doing this, and that's when I started making custom minifigure videos. And because of that, I had more people subscribing to my channel, which was actually a good thing because it allowed me to expose myself. And eventually I get to meet Dylan, I get to meet Ross, I get to meet Aaron. So because of that, of what I thought in the future, like what would the future me be like, all that happened. So no, I wouldn't say I thought of myself when I was younger. I thought of myself when I'm older. I felt like I was trying to say something really clever, but It's not. And if customizing was never in my life, I really don't think I would have gone anywhere, to be honest. Because the reason why I did more customizing is because I knew that I couldn't do LEGO Transformers forever. Because back then when I do LEGO Transformers, they're always big and bulky, and I couldn't bring all my LEGO to college. No, that's not possible. So that's when I started looking into other things of I want to try doing something different. And because I'm more accustomed to art, I'm more accustomed in like figurines, I thought, hey, after I saw Dylan's work and then later on Ross's work, I was like, hey, I could do something like that. I could practice my art skills because I have painting skills, I have design skills, especially during college. Why not I implement it and make my own custom minifigures? And because of that, I think it allowed me to figure out where I want to go in the future. I want to design toys. I want to design like action figurines, like customs like that. Maybe I can do freelance work. And if customizing wasn't in it, I don't think I would be the same. I would really go to Brick Fair. I don't think so. And I wouldn't interact with I wouldn't interact with other Transformers fans as well. And customizing was actually part of that too, because after that long hiatus from Transformers, when I finally started making Transformers again, I started implementing the custom minifigures into it, just like with my last night showcase. And because of that, and I go to Brick Fair, I get to meet Ariamos 98, I get to make Cycle Brick, I get to meet other people who are into Transformers, and it's just amazing. So if customizing was never in it, I don't think I'll be in the same place as I am today. And really, it's all thanks to you guys for liking my custom minifigures, and it's a reason why I know you and you know me, and it's awesome. I think it's really sweet. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely, I'm gonna make a part 2 because there's so many questions and comments that I haven't read yet that I really want to make a video on, because all of you guys have spent all your time to comment on this video, and I really appreciate it. And I don't want to leave it unanswered, and I don't want to just not give you a shout out, you know. And so I feel like I have to I'm definitely going to make a second video. Hopefully I make it sooner than later. And until then, I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys so much. Again, this is like my 100th time saying thank you, because I just had to, because I think this is really fun. I really want to do more videos like this to interact with you guys more. And hopefully if I have the time, then we'll see. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.